All right, welcome to the channel. So Jermell Charlo tells Terrence Crawford, do what you got to do before you come up to the big boys. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Yeah, welcome to the channel of Rebuttal Entertainment. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, tell a friend. It really helps the channel out, help the channel grow. But today we're going to talk about Jermell Charlo telling Terrence Crawford, clean out your division. And what he mean is clean out. You got Keith Thurman down there, Boots Ennis down there, Virgil Ortiz down there, Earl Spence down there. You have a lot of guys down there, but you want to come up to the big dogs. You want to come up and just jump the line. He says that's not happening. That's not happening because I will knock you the F out. That's what he said. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be trouble brewing. I can't wait, man. That's what I'm talking about. People liven up boxing, talking that talk, you know what I mean, but backing it up at the same time, like Jermell Charlo does. Jermell Charlo has fought everybody out there, everybody, most of everybody in his division. He ain't been ducking nobody. And I commend him for saying that to Crawford, you know what I mean? Because like he said, Crawford got that ego, man. He think he can do whatever he want to do because he, undisputed at 140. But this 147, you know what I mean? And he's at 154. So you got to at least fight some kind of good fighters at 47 before you move up to 54 and think you just can jump the line and stuff like that. Just because you WBO champion, you can ask and request for the championship. That don't mean you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? So this was Jermell Charlo was talking about on my man podcast. You got to go check it out. I got it going past my mind right now, but it'll come back to me, man. But yeah. So Jermell Charlo told Terrence Crawford, man, you be doing a lot of talking down there, and you got to fight Earl. You know what I mean? Earl is the man at 47, not Terrence Crawford. Earl is the one that got 2 belts and going to get 3 belts. This is Jermell Charlo talking on the Brian Custer's interview. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. The Brian Custer interview, real good, very, very delighting. Jermell Charlo was telling facts though. He wasn't not just talking trash and talking straightforward stuff. He was talking facts, spitting facts. But a lot of people gonna say that because they be hating on the young kids. They don't like the Charlos like that, you know what I mean? But he was talking good stuff. They asked him about his brother Jermell fighting and stuff like that. He said Jermell got to step it up, and Jermell is stepping it up. He tried to fight these guys; they ain't want to fight him, but Jermell is going to step it up from now on. He going to fight these guys that Canelo always fought just to show him that show Canelo that I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. But I really do like what Jermell Charlo said to Canelo Alvarez told him, look, we're rich. We're already rich. We don't need no payday. We just want to fight to see who's the best. Of course, it would be our biggest payday. It would be Jamal's biggest payday, but that's not what we're about. We're about fighting and having fun and showing who's the best it is. And I really believe my brother can beat Charlo. Canelo. So it's a bunch of stuff Jermell was talking about on the Brian Custer's interview, but he was really going off on a lot of people, man. I mean, it was a very good interview, and he wasn't good. Like he say people say just the crazy Charlo and all that. No, it's the most passionate Charlo. I'm passionate about my craft and stuff like that. I'm passionate about what I do. He said Castano is on drugs. He was trying to wean off the drugs. He said he don't believe Castano had a bad arm or tricep, bicep, whatever he was trying to call it. He said, but he will, if he want that, I would give it to him in the fight. I would give it to him in the fight. You know what I mean? So it wasn't nothing that Jermell and Brian Custer didn't cover in that interview, man. But it's a real enlightening interview, man. He really led into Castano too, man. Breaking down the fight. He said, I can do better. I'm gonna stay off the ropes this time. You know what I mean? I heard him way more times than he stunned me. You know what I mean? And when they hit me with the one good shot, I still had my whereabouts. You know what I mean? So he said a lot, man. He really said a lot, but he really told Terrence Crawford, and I like that, man, because a lot of people, they think because this guy, Terrence Crawford, was undisputed at 47, he walk on water. He Jesus. You know what I mean? Then he move up to 47, he knocked everybody out. Okay, he knocked Benavidez out, man, with a bullet in his leg. He left a Jeff Horn out. You know what I mean? He knocked an old Kell Brook out who drained and killed himself at to come down to 47. That's why his trainer left. He knocked a Chinny and Mayor Khan out who been done. You know what I mean? So the fighters he knocked the main machine out who's a gatekeeper, but gave him a tough fight. And something two of them guys wobbled him and what knocked him down. So any of them fighters, A-class fighters that he fought? No. You know, not at all. And I'm not hating on Crawford, nothing. I'm just speaking facts. Them are all facts. None of them guys Terrence Crawford fight are A-level fighters. None of them. None of them guys he fought are A-level fighters, man. And Jermell was telling the truth, man. He the king at 54. He is the king at 54. And when he beat Castano, he will be undisputed at 54. And then where he gonna go? You know what I mean? Then, he said he might stay down there because a couple of people talking like Danny Garcia and a couple other guys. He said he might have to whitewash them, to shut them up again. And Erickson Lubin talking stuff, Jared Hurd. It's still some fights he can get down there, but fight he still can fight down there. But he ain't moving up yet too. His brother move up. So they all going, I guess, like I told you, they all probably do it at the same time. Earl move up, Charlo move up, Big Charlo move up. So that's the way they probably take care of that, man. So, it's very enlightening. I like when fighters come out here and don't just scream and holler and say they capping this guy, ducking him, and all this nonsense that y'all people be believing out there, man. Until they ain't send no paperwork. I'm a firm believer, man. Boxing, man, you can do all of the hollering, the screaming, the talking, the fussing you want. Send the paperwork one way or the other. They got fax machines. They got ways you can send paperwork in to other people, man, so people can see it. And if you don't see it and you don't send it, ain't no use doing that hollering and screaming and all that, people ducking you and all that, man. I just don't believe in that shit, man. That stuff. Send the paperwork. Let's go over it. Let's go back and forth. You know what I mean? Changing, reword and stuff, money wise, whatever you're going to do. Instead of keep saying people ducking you and all that. Man, some of these guys don't want to fight each other. But Jermell Charlo showed he would get in the ring with anybody. Anybody, and I think he would. And if him and Terrence Crawford ever meet, I think Jermell Charlo knocks Terrence Crawford out. Them the big boys. You only can go up but so long, man. And then you really haven't fought. Now, when Crawford fights somebody like Earl Spence and Keith Thurman and Ugas, stuff like that, then he go whitewash them. Of course, I'm like, oh God, Terrence Crawford whitewashing them. We got to see the fight before we crown these guys the baddest people on the planet. We got to see these guys fight people before we crown them, man. That's the only thing. I'm with Jermell Charlo on that too, man. These guys got to fight A-class fighter. And he named the guys Terrence Crawford should be fighting. Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Keith Thurman, Adonis Ugas, Earl Spence Jr. That's 5 people Jermell Charlo named that Terrence Crawford should be fighting. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to jump over the hump and stuff like that, man. And then he don't have a promoter. He don't have a manager. So we don't know what's going on with him, man. So ain't nothing I can tell you, man. And another thing Jermell brought up, he brought up about Andre. He didn't diss Andre. He said Andre is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But he messed his own career up. He messed his own career picking this manager. He done went to 3 different managers, 3 different promoters so quickly. He had a money fight with Jermell Charlo. Don't listen to these podcasts because they don't know. They just clickbaiting. I'm telling you now, y'all stop going on all these clickbait channels, man, because they not speaking facts. They just getting you there and tell you bull crap, man. Yes. And Andre pulled out the fight. The move goes to try to sign with Jay-Z and Rockefeller. Jay-Z and them. So it just doesn't make sense, man, what Andre is doing to his own career. Now he's trying to settle down and fight with Matchroom, but it's too late. Sometimes it's too late. You know what I mean? But he still deserves to get the fights out there. because they say he's one of the top, and it's time to prove if Andre one of the top fighters. Is he one of the top fighters? Hey, y'all get people to eye test. I don't get people to eye test. Time will tell if he's one of the top fighters out there or not, man. You know what I mean? Can he beat some of them guys out there? I think he can. I think with his style, southpaw, rangy, moving around, you know what I mean, slick, skillful. I think Andre can beat something. You know, I give him hell all the time, but I call him doo-doo. But I ain't crazy. I know when people can box and fight, they can fight, man. You know what I mean? But when you sabotaging your own career, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself. Andre don't have nobody to blame but himself about going forward about his career. Now Eddie Hearn trying to get rid of him because he can't get no fights. And now you see how that works? People get humble real quick in boxing, man. People get humble real quick in boxing. And I think this is what's going on, but Andre, he's getting humble real quick. And like Charlo said, it's time for Terrence Crawford to be humble and get humble. He said he need to take less of money to fight Earl. Humble himself, jump in line. You know what I mean? Earl, the man is 47, going in and showing that you can beat him if you can beat him. That's basically what Charlo's saying. That's basically what the whole world is saying. But Terrence Crawford and his fanboys will say differently. They're going to say, no, he deserved 50, 50, 40, 40, 30, 30. I don't give a fuck what it is. I just want to see the people fight. You know what I mean? Earl been at this way, that way, and I ain't no Earl Spencer fan. So you can't, I'm straight down. I'm even killed down on this one. I feel Earl been there a long time, you know what I mean? He got 2 of the belts at welterweight. No, he's like most seller on pay-per-view and stuff like that. He deserves the bigger pie, the bigger share. There's no 50-50 in it. That's just me. Everybody has their different opinion because, and I respect their opinion, but that's just my opinion. So y'all need to go watch that interview. It was a great interview. Jermell Charlo really showed me that he's growing up now that I think he just had a daughter. Daughter's 8-9 months now. And he said when he fought Brian Castano, the first fight, he had a lot of stuff going on in his life, just like everybody else. So, but he ain't complained one bit. You know what I mean? He ain't complaining one bit. He's fighting for custody for his oldest son and stuff like that, going into the fight, man. And we all know boxers, that's dangerous. When you're going into fights, man, you got to have your mind cleared, your head cleared. You can't just go into these fights just like with Deontay Wilder when they won the Tyson Fury fights. A lot of stuff going on in his camp and stuff like that, man. When you go in these fights, the brain and mind got to be clear and focused because you can get killed and die in this ring, man. But shout out to Brian Custer for the interview. Shout out to Jermell Charlo for doing what he's doing, man. And I really like that, man. So hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend of Rebuttal Entertainment tonight. We will see you guys again on the next one, man. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing me love, man. Thank you guys, and peace and blessings, everybody.